Everybody, welcome. That's right. You have messed up because you are just tuned in to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. The voice you're hearing right now is Mr. James Yan. I'm joined in virtual studio with my good friend, the man that helped start all this madness we call laughter here at Real Laughs, Mr. Miguel Colon Jr. in the building. How you doing, Miguel?
What's up, James? I'm good, man.
I'm feeling pretty damn good, man. I did something I don't normally do yesterday, bro. I actually went out like an adult to enjoy myself doing something. I actually went to the Improv and I supported our boy, Mr. Jersey, the Haitian sensation, celebrating his birthday. Also, 20 years in comedy, bro.
That's what's up, man. You had a good time?
I had a great time, man, but it was a Jersey show, so there was a choir, a step team, spoken word.
I was the Jones High School Band's intro.
It was amazing, man. I was like, man, this is the nicest 4-hour show I've ever been to in my life. Now, if you guys don't know our man Jersey, he's been known to have a lot of people on the show. He's been known to go long. It's an event when you go to his birthday. He had a bunch of balloons on the stage. It was the nicest black quinceañera I'd ever been to. No, we celebrated. He had his wife with him and everything, all his friends around him. So we salute you, Jersey. 20 years in the game. Not an easy feat, my friend. So we're definitely proud of you. Jersey's really making a career for himself, man. He's embraced being on a cruise ship, man. And I was thinking, could I do that? Could I be on the water for 7 days straight in the bowels of a ship, still making great money? But I don't know if I would want that kind of confinement, Miguel. You think you could do that?
Yeah, I've done it, man. I did the cruise ship runs.
That's right. I forgot that. Yeah.
It's easy, man. It's easy. You know, you're just out and about. I mean, when you do long runs, that's a different story too. It's all about you. But doing a couple weeks at a time wasn't bad at all.
Okay,
I had fun with it. The question with you is, would Michelle let you do it? How much money do you think you'd have to make for your wife to let you be gone for, let's say, a month, James?
Okay, that's woo. Okay, you bring up an interesting point, asking me would my wife want me to go out on a cruise ship, because my wife loves two things in this world. No, I'm sorry. Let me say that again. My wife really loves three things in this world. She loves her kids, she loves me, and she like her money. Yeah. Okay. So what it would be a toss up between how much she loves me and wants to be with me, between how much money they would be giving her for me to be gone that month, man. I don't know, man. If it's a month, I'm thinking $2,000 a week.
$2,000 a week, and Michelle would be cool with it.
Hell yeah, but okay. that means I would definitely have to spring for the Wi-Fi package.
Oh yeah, and you out there in the middle of the sea, Michelle sending carrier pigeons, messages in bottles, sirens, cuckoo con will swing up there. James, call Michelle.
Bro, is that the Little Mermaid?
Yeah, you can call her.
My wife would snitch to Russia to have submarines.
Yeah. Hey, James, it's me, Guillermo. You don't know me, but this Michelle, she call every day. Come on in and use our rotary phone to make a call to her. It's good. Look at it. We use pencils like speed dialer. You know?
Well, let me ask you about the cruise ship real quick. You did it, but how long could you go out? Like, for you, your mental sanity, how long could you be out like that?
I mean, it's a little different because you do come back like every week or so, you know?
Okay, all right.
So, all right. I know I could probably rough it. I mean, I say rough it, it's a cruise ship.
It's a cruise ship, yeah.
Employed on a naval vessel, living 6 months in a tin can. I'm like, I could rough it. I mean, lamb chops again? What are we, Greek farmers? Ah!
Miguel, you're wearing.
Yeah.
Miguel, you're wearing a tux. You're wearing a tuxedo. Yeah. What am I, a farmer? Like.
Yeah. Evening, James. Show off to these workers in the bowels of the boat. I did. When I was working the boat, you have two options for where you want to stay. You can stay in guest quarters, or you could stay in the nicer employee quarters, like the crew quarters.
Okay.
The thing that's cool about when you stay in the nicer crew quarters is that though you're still in the bottom of the boat, like guest quarters are like nicer, right? Mm-hmm. But the nicest crew quarters, like for officers and stuff, is where entertainers can stay also. But the good part about staying in crew quarters is when the boat docks again and comes back to the States, you don't have to switch rooms. But when you're staying in
Ah.
guest quarters, you do. You have to get out that room, unpack, bring all your stuff out because that room might get rented to somebody. You might move around. If you stay in crew quarters, that's always your room the whole time. So if you're there for like a month, that's your room for the month. You just have to, when you come back to the States, come out. They do all the paperwork again for like customs, and then you come back in. So I was in the crew quarters, and they had given me like an officer's room, which is just a very small room, but you're solo in it. You're not sharing it with anybody.
Yeah.
You got a little desk, nice porthole window and stuff, and I was cool with it. But I was like in there, right? So I'm in there with all the crew, and the crew's mixed up from all over the world. It's really, really diverse in a cruise ship, And there was like the Filipino dudes that were there. They ran like the kitchen. That was their thing. The Filipinos ran the kitchen. And so
is the boat segregated into different cultures?
It's not segregated, but it's just tribal, bro. The world goes tribal sometimes. So at first, the first thing you always do is you look for people who look like you. That's what happens the first time you're in a situation like that. You look for people who look like you. Then later on, as time passes, you look for people who are like you.
Yes.
And that's how you vibe. You're like, oh, they are like me.
You're right.
That's everybody.
Wherever I go, the first people I look for are fat people.
Yeah, no, you see them, I'm like, all right, man, my people here. Throw some flags up, Check in. Hey, what's up, man? Miguel, I'm fat, man. I'm coming through, man. Who got the pod? Who got the keys to this pod? So the Filipino crew was down there, and everybody was very casual and cordial to me. But these guys are on this boat for like a year. They're everybody knows each other. I'm gonna be there for a month. So it's like the new dude in the platoon. Nobody, I don't want to meet this guy, new guy. He'll be gone a little bit. But one day we were in the islands. We were in Bahamas, the boat dock, and I went to this I guess more of a, not a local bar, still a tourist bar, but it was like one of those tourist bars that was on the edge of not being in the tourist area anymore, because it was easy, the first place I got to. So I got out, and the Filipino dudes were all kicking it there, and they were like some German tourists that were kicking it there, these guys. And I was at the bar. I never really spoke to these Filipino dudes for anything, man, but I knew them. But I was at the bar drinking, and then at one point, one of the German dudes, who's just like a tourist who was just out on the island, not like one of the tourists from our boats, kind of got into it with one of the Filipino dudes from my boat, right? And you could see the tension, and I was watching. I was like, oh, there's a kind of right by me. And I saw them kind of talking back and forth to each other, popping off. And then the German dudes all kind of stood up, and the whole Filipino crew kind of stood up. And I was like, you know what, man? I don't need nothing to do with this, man. Let me just get out of here. So I asked the bartender for my tab, and it was right by one of the German guys. So I went over and I got my tab, and I was looking at the German guy, and I was like, hey, man, I'm just trying to pay my tab. I want to get out of here. And he was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with my friends and blah, 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 blah. And so me and him were just talking for a minute, and then his friends and the Filipino dudes kind of broke it up, right? They went their separate ways. When I set up my tab, when I got back on the ship later on, the Filipino dudes were sitting at their table, and they called me over, and I'm like, all right. And I came over, and they're there with other people from the ship, and they're like, we were getting into this beef with these Germans, and this crazy guy gets all in one of their faces. And they're like, but I'm like, we ride together on this boat, So I became cool with them a lot cooler with everybody on the boat, because they were telling the story, and everybody was like, yeah. And I was just like, by day 3, I'm like, shit, y'all saw my partner up there. I was like, hey man, you gonna ride on them? You gonna ride on all of us? But really, I was just like, hey man, I'm trying to get my tab and get out of here. I don't know these dudes. If y'all want to whoop them up, that's fine. I just, they didn't have to do to me.
So at some point,
after that, man, the Filipinos, since they ran the food system, man, they sold plates and stuff, because you weren't supposed to take food back to your room, but they had a whole system. You come by, you tell them what they would tell you because the thing is, they would make big dinners for everybody on the buffet spread, right?
Absolutely.
Then they would make their food that they were going to eat too. And they made a lot of Filipino food for everybody, but they made the better stuff for them. So you could buy a plate for like $5 and they'd hook it up. And so now, once I got cool with them, man, I was getting food deliveries to my room, laundry delivery. One of them came through and cut my hair in the room. Sal, what up, Sal? But I was living it, and I was like, yo, man, this Filipino program's pretty dope on this boat, man,
Yo, so the Philippines is they ran the prison.
They ran that side of it because there's other dudes like the Latinos had the other stuff too, man. Like the laundry room was pretty much run Latino, and so were like the activities and stuff like that. You ever notice the activity director on a cruise ship is always like a semi-effeminate Cuban guy?
Yes.
You know, like yeah, and he would be like, "Hey, everybody, we're gonna have such a good time today." And then I would see him downstairs. He's like, "Yo, Papa, I don't care about none of these people." You know, like, he downstairs just smoking a cigar. I'm like, "We're not allowed to smoke." He's like, "You're not." The captain looks at him and just like sparks up his cigar. He's like, "You doing good, Diego?" He's like, "I'll be better when you go." You know?
But on the poop deck, hey everybody,
let's play the maraca game.
Oh, that's wild.
He's like,
man.
I once tried to kill Castro with a pair of brass knuckles. That's why I'm here. Hold on real quick. It's balloon animal time!
Happy birthday.
Look at her. She's so beautiful. I want to make you a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Little arms. Anyway, I come in Castro room in the middle of the night. I say, "Cabrón, guess what? It's me, Diego."
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild, man. I'm thinking about actually getting myself back on the cruises to try to do some comedy, man. I've been thinking about it because I don't got the kids anymore. So you make it sound like, bro, I got to go out there and do it.
It's cool, man. And like, you know, like you progress up to the better boats. Like Vince Taylor and Jersey, they're on the best boats now, you know?
Nice. Nice.
And you know, and they're having a blast. But you know, you start off on the boat and you're like, "This is a cruise," and they're like, "Hey, it's a cruise, all right?" And you're like, "All right, man, where are we going?" They're like, "Man, you ask all these questions, player. You police, dog.
You know what? Everybody get butt naked.
Everybody get butt naked. I don't trust this dude. Nah, this dude cool, man. When we in the Filipinos was beefing, this fat Puerto Rican, we all right, yo. Go get a plate, Miguel. You don't want none of this. I'm just looking at the other comics getting naked, like, y'all ask too many questions.
I love how our solution for real laughs, if anybody's suspicious, everybody get butt naked.
Everybody get butt naked, man. Oh, you scared to get naked? That's wild, cuz. What's up, player? What's up, man? What's up? You can't get naked in front of me. It looks like you can't tell me the truth.
That's right. That's what that
Naked
means.
is the truth. Yeah.
That's right. Now the thing that always gives me a little trepidation about doing cruise ship comedy is
Hey, don't ever come at me with them scholarly words.
You know what?
You just use trepidation. I'm gonna be real with you, dog. I take that as an insult. All those syllables. You trying to tell me I can't read?
So
Trepidation is a black girl's name in the hood.
It's true.
What's up? I'm Trepidation. This is my brother, Pigment.
I dated her. She made the best pig feet. But anyway,
in the air fryer.
Bro, thing is, real quick before we go, about a minute left, man. Think of the comedy club. If somebody acts up, somebody starts heckling, somebody gets out a little unruly, they kick them out the whole place. There's nowhere to go on a cruise ship when somebody gets a little tipsy, gets a little drunk. How do you kick somebody out, or does that not happen?
I mean, they'll boot them out of the show, but I mean, yeah, you gonna run into them, partner. You know? I got an argument with these little kids one time on a whole nother cruise, and I was drinking, and they were being so rude, and I was doing that thing where I just like became a parent for no reason, and I got really into it with these kids, and one of the kids tried to say something like slick to me, and I got into it with them. And I was like yelling at them, like, "Y'all need to blah, 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 blah." And they all walked away. And as they walked away, I looked at my homeboy, Chris, and I was like, "Yep, we're probably going to be fighting some parents in a little bit." You know? Just get your heads up.
Hey, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right here on Real Last, Real Radio 104.1. We get back, we're going to tell you why Miguel cannot be around kids. Back, everybody. Thank you. You're still listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. Want to remind all you people listening that you can listen to our past episodes if you go to the iHeart app, download it. You can find Real Laughs there. All the past 5 years of hilarity you guys can listen to. Share it with your friends if you will. Don't forget you can also catch us on Spotify and iTunes, and you can see us on YouTube. That's right. You can go to Real Laughs and you can see these beautiful, beautiful, wonderful faces to match these smooth, velvety voices that you guys hear on the radio. Now, Miguel, I wanted to bring something up to you, man. I'm trying to make some change in my life, brother.
Make that change.
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to face my fears this year.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, I told myself I was going to do some things that I've been deathly afraid of my entire life. One of those things I told you guys a few shows back. I actually rode my first roller coaster since I was a little kid. And
Really?
I rode Hagrid, dude. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds
Yeah.
weird.
Okay. Hello? You hear me
Yeah,
now?
but now it's the speakers from the computer. Somebody make that change. Now I'm hearing it better.
Put it like this so it doesn't fall out.
Yeah, now I'm hearing it 100%.
Okay. Well, God wants me to do this again. Okay.
Dude, as I look at myself in this monitor, I realize I kind of sit a little crooked. And I'm like, if I had scoliosis my whole life and no one diagnosed it,
Oh, we had shitty doctors in the 90s, man.
yeah.
That's funny. All righty. We're going to try this one more time. Knock this shit out. 24. We're going to come back at 25. Gonna make a change.
Once in my life.
I don't care who you are. That's an amazing song.
Fuck yeah, man.
It's a great song.
Taliban listens to that shit.
They do.
Gonna
They do.
feel real good. Gonna blow up a building. That's not the line. That's what I hear. Gonna make it fire.
Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. You are still listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I want to remind everybody to please go download the iHeart app. You can listen to all our past episodes. The last 5 years of hilarity are there for you to enjoy. Don't forget, you can also hit us up on Spotify and iTunes. And right now, you can see us. If you go to YouTube, look for Real Laughs there. You'll see these beautiful faces that go with these smooth, velvety voices. Once you guys go do that, share it with a friend. We need all the likes and comments we can get. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Now, Miguel, I'm happy to share something with you today, my brother. I am so excited, man. I'm making changes in my life.
Change. What are you
I'm
doing,
trying.
bro?
Well, but here's the thing. The beginning of the year, I was mad with myself. I was like, you know what? I've let fear control most of my life. Believe it or not, man.
Yeah.
My fear of getting stabbed by my wife, first
Yeah.
off.
So you call Michelle Fear?
I thought everybody knew that, but yeah. Actually, I have some fears that I wanted to conquer. I'll be honest with you, man. My fear of frogs. I'm trying to get over that fear,
Bro, and
which
if
is
you
a
guys
big
are
one.
listening, you don't know, James is deathly terrified of frogs to the point that if there's a frog on his windshield on the opposite side of the car while he's
Yes.
driving,
Mhm.
James will pull over.
Yes, and that's now that frog's car. He
Yeah.
takes over the payments. Like that's how that
Sir,
works.
if you would just drop me off home, I would be appreciated. Obviously, I mean you're home now too as well. But have you always been afraid of frogs, or did it
Always.
just one day? Yeah.
Always, man. I have
Oh.
no reason to tell you why. It's the smallest, most harmless creature on the planet.
You're gonna get hypnotized one day. They bring back a memory, and it's just you outside your country house. And there's just a bunch of frogs outside with a torch. Like, send the boy on out, woman. Get on here, boy. Don't you ogle that toad and think there won't be repercussions.
That's weird because I never lived in Mississippi, but that's oh man.
Like, hey James, you want to come check something out real quick? I got some secret I could show you. You're like, well, I mean, it wasn't a secret. You shut your little fat mouth, James. All right, nobody's gonna believe you in Sesame Street. You want to end up like the Grouch? I tried to warn them, and they put me in the can. Your mouth shut.
It was like you were there, but yeah.
Mr. Hooper? Yeah.
Oh man.
The only bodega robbery in Sesame Street. He got 2 to the chest. The suspect looked like me, not wearing a mask. I walked out of there and sat on the stoop. I run goddamn Sesame Street.
Kermit's gangster, if y'all didn't know.
Yeah, he is, man.
Oh, but I'm really gonna make some change, man. Here's the fear I'm trying to get over, man. I am, man. I'm gonna make that change today. I actually am. You know, I have a healthy fear of roller coasters.
Yeah. Is
I-
it all exciting rides like that you're afraid of, or is it mostly roller coasters, or is there like,
I'll tell you what it is. It's drops.
Okay, yeah.
anytime something's dropping, I don't know. I get this feeling in my stomach that I dread. Like as
Yeah.
a kid, I remember it being what I would imagine being stabbed felt like. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, it's piercing, it's hurting, it's
Yeah.
crazy. But I wanted to get over that fear. So I went to Universal a couple weeks back and I told everybody I rode Hagrid. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it to face my fears. I'm tired of being scared. So I rode the ride and I told myself before we actually got on it, I'm just going to embrace the drops. I'm just going to say
Yeah.
they're coming. Here they are. It's going to be fine. Miguel, when I rode Hagrid, I was instantly a crackhead fiend to do it again.
You got that fix, huh?
Bro, I was like, you know, Joe Rogan?
Yeah. Hey, listen, Hagrid, what's up, player? I know you don't be fronting people. But check it out, man. I got this toaster.
I got this barely old dragon. I'm trying to.
You want this baby?
That kid's like 8. I know.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm ready to go. Almost potty trained.
Bro, so
I'm from Kermit.
it was a gift as a sign of respect. Yeah.
You can welcome to Sesame Street. Pick any kid you want.
Damn it, bro. This is the show. This is the
What are you looking at, Fozzie? Oh,
Waka Waka mother.
yeah. We built this together, Fozzie. You and me.
Oh, Sesame Street's not a nice place anymore.
Play the song, Grover. Play the song that makes me happy.
God dang it. I'm hungry. Where's the goddamn Swedish chef?
Yeah. Just chef ass over here and make me something. I'm going to hell for what I had to do to build this empire so our children can live safe.
You're all welcome. God
I know
dang.
who I am. Right? I know what I've done. I know where I'm going.
Oh my
But
God.
that means our kids can grow up on Sesame Street without the fear of those Irish bastards from down the road coming in here and taking everything. I'll do it all again. In another life, Piggy, we could have been something different. That's not what God chose for us. Because when you're born on Sesame Street, you die on Sesame Street.
When did Sesame Street become the Departed movie?
1976. I had to run out Louis Lopez's crew. I had to run out the electric company.
Contact.
All of them. We can sit here now and be who we are. And now I'm going to hear this from you, Piggy.
I don't need this.
I don't need this. You never complained when the fur coats were coming in. Remember that great Muppet caper? You wasn't mad when we stole that rock.
Let me ask you a question. You remember Pee Wee Herman? Nobody does now.
Nobody does. He was my friend, Piggy. And I did that.
Oh my God.
Where's Rizzo? Rizzo. Come here, man.
Where's
Neighborhood again. We was playing stickball. We was just kids. There we were, Kermit. 65th Street. Me, you, the LaMotta brothers.
LaMotta Brothers?
I need my opium. Or something. I don't know. Or something happened different. Maybe that doesn't.
You know the count's the one that's the dealer, right?
Oh yeah, he's like, we were moving G-Packs yesterday, Kermit. I moved 6. We used to move 10. They're moving in on our territory. The Russians won't stop. Back when I ran a shop, I didn't accept excuses. Give me my banjo. I don't need this. Give me my banjo.
Give me my banjo.
Get in my little boat. Go to the swamp for a little bit. Clear my head. Rizzo, you got the shop.
Call in the snuffleupagus.
Stuffy. What happened to you, baby? You used to be beautiful.
You used to be beautiful. Oh my God! But you're not gonna believe this. Okay, so James faced his fears. I'm facing frogs. I got on a roller coaster.
I'm facing frogs.
I'm facing frogs out here in these streets, man. It's crazy, man. I'm actually going to go to my very first, because I talked it over with my wife and she wants to do it just to say I did it at some point. I'm going to my first strip club.
Oh, okay, man. Do you
Yes.
guys know where you're going yet?
Absolutely have no idea
There's
where
a
we're
place
going to
called
go.
Tokyo Valentino's that I heard about.
Who's that run by?
Oh man, yeah, that's okay, man. Cool, bro. I would recommend this, man. I'm not trying to plug a strip club out there,
Okay.
but for a nice experience, you should go to Rachel's and get a steak and enjoy a strip. Rachel's has got amazing steaks. It's a good steakhouse, and so I mean, it's
Okay.
amazing steakhouse.
Okay,
It's amazing.
for us guys who've never been to Rachel's, I've heard that said for years.
We used
Is
to
that
do
true?
Yeah, man. We used to do a gentleman's night like once a month with the guys for steaks, and Rachel's was like the guys at the office, and so we do like Linda's La Cantina or Christner's or something like that once a month. We'd all go out for steaks in the office, and me and Mike would take everybody out. And Rachel's was one of the steakhouses we go to. It's phenomenal steakhouse.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean they're great, man. I mean there's other great steakhouses, but it's a vibe if you want to go out and go to like a gentleman's club or something like that. And you also want like a really amazing steak. They were fire, man. They were fire. And this is not paid for by Rachel's in any way. I'm just saying your steaks are fire. But it's a fire steakhouse.
Now, I want to ask you this because when it comes to strip clubs, I know nothing about them. What sets strip clubs apart from other ones? What makes a good one and what makes a bad one?
I would say, honestly, what makes a good strip club is a fun vibe because if they have all right, first of all, the facility has to be large enough for you to entertain yourself. Some strip clubs you walk into and it's the size of like a living room, and it's just not, So having space is important, having a fun vibe, and then it's about what you want. Like when we a lot of times when we will go to a strip club, especially like with Mike Busey and the Sausage Castle crew and stuff like that, we bring a lot of people. There's a lot of girls with us, a lot of friends, and we're going to hang out for a while. Have a good time, listen to some music, and stuff like that. Hang out with some pretty girls. But there's a lot of dudes who go to a strip club thinking like this is Tinder. It's like I'm gonna find. No, man, it's entertaining. These women are entertainers. This is entertainment. So a strip club with dancers who know how to do a lot of acrobatics and pole tricks and stuff is where you want to be because you want to watch them flipping around on the rafters and stuff because it's entertainment and it's such a physical form of entertainment. I mean, like dancers on a pole, like. If you realize how much like muscles they're engaging when they're working on this and when they know what they're doing, and it's a pretty dope show. I mean, do you think about how you like it Cirque du Soleil and you like aerial work and stuff like that?
I do. I actually do.
This is a lot of what you get at a cool strip club where the girls are really talented dancers and stuff.
Now, let me ask you: is there an amount of time that should be spent there in one night? I mean, is there like a time period like, okay, this is enough?
Yeah, for you and Michelle to just go hang out at a strip club, see what the vibe is like. Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours is all you want.
That's it, right? That's what
especially like, if you're having a good time. If you're not having the minute you're not having a good time anywhere and you realize you're not having a good time, just go, treat yourself to good times, and, never blame the place for like some people have a bad time at a place like, oh, this club sucks. I'm like, do you like clubs? Like, no, that's it then. This isn't for you. I don't like being like, I don't like going to loud clubs nowadays where, like everybody has to stand around with drinks and stuff. Like if I can't sit in an area where I could talk to somebody, it's not for me. Doesn't mean the place sucks. Just means it's not for me.
I'm kind of with you on that. Like if I go somewhere and we're hanging out, me and Miguel are hanging out, we're eating some food and whatnot, and I can't talk to or hear myself speak, that's not fun for me.
Yeah,
like I'm just sitting there. I'm not actually being a part of something. So
like when we went to the Wu-Tang show, me and Rowdy Rob and Raj and the guys I were with, we had tickets right on front stage, But I was like, oh my God, I do not want to be pushed around with a mosh of people. So I found a place to sit far away, and I was like, this is nice,
Yeah, I will do this. Yeah.
That's gonna be because you and Michelle are going, and you both want to go to experience it together. That's gonna be a fun time for you.
I think so.
I would recommend. I would recommend you document this. This needs to be documented, James. We need to see James at a strip club.
Can you bring your phone in and film in a strip club? Is that
no? You can't film. You shouldn't film any of the girls dancing or anything like that for their privacy and stuff like that. People do it, but you should never. You should never do that. You could film yourself going in and stuff like that, and people are going to tell you, "Oh, I film all the time." That's fine. You should never film anyone dancing at a strip club because if you want to see these people dance, you should go to this strip club and see them.
Gotcha.
When we go do events at strip clubs and stuff, we have releases and waivers, and it's part of the contract for us doing it. But I mean, yeah, you should respect the rights and privacy of the dancers, and also this is their business. So, like I said, if people want to see them dance, they should go to the strip club and pay money to see them dance.
Gotcha. Now, real quick, yes or no answer before we go to break here in 30 seconds. There's some girls I know that work at Rachel's. Do you ever want to go see your friend dance, or is that weird?
Yeah, no, seeing your friend dance is fine. They're happy with their job, and they do it because they like it. So I would definitely say you'll have a better experience if your friends are there, because you'll have people to talk to, and you won't just be a customer, but you also have some friends there.
I like it. All right, man. You heard it here first. James is going to his first strip club. I'll let you know how it ends or it doesn't. Okay, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right here on Real Laughs, Real Radio 104.1. Back, everybody. You're still listening to Real Labs on Real Radio 104.1. Just want to remind you guys, please follow us on social media, on our Instagram, on our Facebook, and please look us up on YouTube. That's right. You can now see these faces to go with our voices, and we'd appreciate if you guys would keep supporting us. We love you for doing it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm in virtual studio today with my good friend Miguel Colon Jr. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, man. I'm doing some stuff for myself lately, man. I hate to sound like a selfish dude, but yeah, I'm making some changes. We talked about it in the last segment, man. I'm facing my fears. My fear's always been of frogs. I'm trying to face that. I'm gonna actually pick one up. I'm gonna hold it in my hand. I think I'm gonna have Savannah Bone bring me like an exotic frog. I'm gonna actually hold it, put it in my hand, and take a picture of it so people know that I really did it. Now, this is gonna be the hardest fear that I face. And I got on a roller coaster, which I thought would never happen in my adult life, but I did that. But the frog is going to be the biggest thing for me, believe it or not. I know it's silly. I know, Miguel, you look at me like, James, what the hell is wrong with you? But frogs are just demons to me that are vile and disgusting.
Not lizards, though. Not lizards.
Lizard, no,
not snakes,
no.
really.
No, man. I've had snakes wrapped around me. I didn't enjoy it. One of my favorite things.
Right, but it didn't have a fear to you. Just was something. Yeah.
I have a primal fear of frogs. I don't even know where it comes from or how you can explain it, or somebody can look it up. If you're listening to this, tell me if that's a real thing that people have phobias of frogs. What's it called? It's called being a bitch.
Frogophobe, dog. Oh, no, all them frogophobic terms you using. You frogophobe. I'm gonna tell you right now, real talk, player. I got a lot of friends who are frogs. Yes. Hey, listen to me. Hey, they deserve the same respect as everyone else, okay?
True,
so
true.
You frogophobes out here with your agenda talking about, ain't no frogs on frogs in the Bible, trying to make frogs feel wrong for being frogs, James.
And my defense is, I didn't say anything wrong. You're like, yo, James, you said you wouldn't date a frog. Where I come from.
I'm sorry, James. Tell me you won't date a frog. That's already letting me know that your granddaddy's rude. Sometimes you have to have awkward Thanksgivings homes to make changes in the world.
It's true.
I'll come in with a frog right now and be like, "What's up, man? Don't hate. Don't yuck my yum."
Why are you making fun of the way he says ribbit? I don't understand.
Yeah. Because he got the hard R when he says ribbit.
Oh man. And okay, I'm doing some crazy stuff. I'm actually going to go to my first strip club. We talked about that as well. I rode a plane with a propeller. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, Miguel, but I'm not a great flyer. I've told you guys that before. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it, but I do it because I travel for comedy. But one of my biggest fears was being on a plane that had propellers and not a jet. That scares the crap out of me.
It's just louder. That's it. It's just a louder flight, man. But prop planes, yeah.
But I'm bringing these up for a reason because, man, I will say this, Miguel. I've known you for a while now. You're one of the most courageous people I know. Like, I've never seen anything when we're out.
That's what I tried to tell the women's rights people. I'm a hero. God.
I'd never see you rattled or scared of anything. Like, nothing makes you nervous. Do you have anything that you won't try? Like, man, I ain't doing that.
Oh yeah, man. Like, I don't want to bungee dive, man. I don't think the winning result of it is so good that I'm gonna be like, oh, that was amazing.
The payoff for you is not.
Yeah, I hate the slingshot ride, the one that fires you right up. And I mean, it's not the worst feeling in the world, but I just don't like it. I did it with this girl one time. The worst part about it, man, I told this girl, I was like, man, because those that have the harness that come over when you're
Yeah.
short and fat, sometimes it's a problem. If it's got a lap
Yes.
bar, you do whatever, you just lift that
Yes.
belly up. But there was like 3 young dudes trying to get me in the slingshot, and I was like, I don't think it's gonna fit. And they had a huddle. They were like, yo. And they were like, and they did. He goes, yo, put your arms up real quick and do me a favor, hold your breath. And I put my arms up, and then the 3 of them just smashed it, and then it locked, and they were all high fiving. They're like, yeah. And I was like, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. Like, this is not what I want to do.
Brother, did you end up doing that?
Yeah, fired me right up. I could hardly breathe because it just smashed in on me, and I was like, ah. There's things that I don't.
I wrote it. Broke 3 ribs.
Yeah, there's things that are uncomfortable for me, especially because I'm fat, man. Honestly, when it comes to like fear of stuff, there's times when I've definitely put myself in a situation where I was like, well, Miguel, this is scary. Like, like we didn't think about this, did we? I was in Whistler Mountain in Vancouver, Florida, or Vancouver, Florida. Yeah, Vancouver, Florida. In Whistler Mountain in Vancouver, Canada, and we took a trip up there with like the ski patrol. I was working the Olympics, and we got up to the top of Whistler Mountain, one of the peaks that you could get up to, and it's like a black diamond mountain. And they were like, "Yo, check this out!" And we went to the edge of like the mountain, and everybody sat down with their feet dangling off the edge of this mountain. James, you look down, you're looking at clouds. Like it's all the way down, and you see the ground. And we're all there, and I was like, wow. I was like, this is amazing. I'm at the edge of a mountaintop in the snow. Ooh. Then, when it was time to get up, everybody else just popped up and walked away, and I froze. And I was like, what if I slip? I mean, there's snow and ice, and we're on a mountain. So, James, I literally froze for a little bit, and my whole body was full of, like, fear. And I was like, oh, God, like, if I slip up right here, I'm going to slip off this mountain and die. So I like booty scooted back. And James, all these dudes just popped off the face of this thing and were like, let's roll. And I was like, okay, scooty wiggle, scooty wiggle. We went to this cliff, and I don't remember if it was called the Chief or not. The Chief was one of them. But it was like hiking up. I don't know if it's actually called a mountain or if it's just a mesa or what it is, but it definitely has like 2 paths. One that anyone can do, and then one that you have to really kind of be a better in shape and everything to do. So I was on the one anyone can do path, and it's just a lot of switchbacks and stuff. Wasn't, it's just physical. It wasn't something that like took a lot of expertise. But there was a part that you had to do one of those where you put your back up against the wall and walk on it. And I think, honestly, it was probably like 3 feet wide. So it was enough that like, my feet weren't slipping. But as we did that, I had a moment where I did have to be like pushed through Miguel right now, because all I wanted to do was freeze up, because I don't have a fear of heights until I find myself in a situation that heights are scary. Like, I'm not gonna. I can be on top of a building. This. But there is a part of me that when I find myself like, oh God, like it's now all about being nimbly bimbly and just not falling to your death. That man, it'll definitely make me scared. And sometimes I got to fight through the freeze up, because you want to freeze up.
But I would tell you, listen to your story. I think you're, bro, you're better than me, because I will say just hearing you describe being on the mountain. First off, I would have rolled back, not even scooted. Just
James, had I thought about rolling, then that would have been what I would have done.
Bro,
I would have just.
Oh my God! And the fact you're on that ledge is only 3 feet, and you know that if you make the wrong move, you're gonna die. Like,
yeah, and that's the thing. You think about when you're in that, you're like, so why did I think I should be in this situation?
Yeah.
Like as I'm walking through this, I'm like, what part of my physique said, let's climb a mesa?
Because you've trained your whole life.
All life, yeah. And the thing is, too, like when you're doing those situations, when they're like, oh, there's a path that's good for everybody, there's still always a point where they're like, oh yeah, I forgot, you're gonna have to climb this, and you're like, God damn.
But there is that crazy moment when you do something kind of dangerous right after it, where you're like, oh yeah, I'm cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, yeah, man, that wasn't so bad. Yeah. Would you do it again? Hell no.
Exactly. No. And there's moments where like you get through something that was really crazy, and you don't even want to think about it for a little bit because you're like, I'm still kind of scared at the thought of what we just did.
Mhm.
You know, like even though it's
Yeah.
over, I'm still like, I can't believe that we did this.
I'm happy I did it, but not going to do it again.
I tell you, one time we were on the St. Johns River, we were airboating, and somebody's boat, not an airboat, but somebody had like a not John, I guess like a bass boat or something, and it
Mhm.
got stuck. And Airboat Outlaws, shout out to the Airboat Outlaws, and shout out to Wayne for the Airboat Outlaws. He was like, hey, their props were all stuck and tangled up, and he got out. It's St. Johns River, middle of the night. He got out into the water and was like, we were in the reeds and stuff, and he was helping to like get this boat out.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, would you be willing to hop in here and help me out? And, you know, I was instantly like, of course not. I don't want to be in the swamp in the middle of the night because there were people around. I was like, I got it. And
bro,
I know that there's guys listening now that are like, bro, there's nothing to be scared of this, blah, blah, blah. But it was, to me, it was such a scary thing because I was like, God damn, we're in the middle of these reeds in the swamp at night. I don't need to be here.
because there's a moment when you look in the water and you can't see, right?
You can't see any of it. It's pitch black water at any point, and you're in the reeds and stuff. But these guys are like, oh, no, this is fine. But I don't know that. But it's just like, I wasn't going to have my punk card pulled. But then at the end of the day, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, nobody was pulling my punk card. If I would have said, no, I'm uncomfortable, they'd have been like, okay.
Oh, okay, bro. But
Yeah,
in your head, you're like,
give me a knife. I'm going to hop in. Yo, bring a gator here to my face first. Let me tell him right now, man. What up, dog? Sesame Street says, what's up?
okay, I'm reloaded.
Y'all think it's a game out here? You ask Eureka what happened to her castle when we showed up.
Oh, that's right. It ain't there no more.
Yeah. I got a truce with the pinwheel crew. And other than that, man, ain't no friends in this game.
The pinwheel. Bro,
spinning around.
Good morning, bro.
Just sitting at the table. What up, romper room? What up, pinwheel? Look, I want to, first of all, you know, this war between us is our father's war. Okay, it's not ours. I want to extend an olive branch and peace to all of you as I sit at this table. Electric company, you know, I came at him with a reasonable thing, and, you know, Morgan Freeman wasn't feeling it, so, you know, him and Spider-Man, they had to take a trip to the woods. That's not who I am. I'm Kermit the Frog. I want to be your friend.
Hey, let's address the real enemy that we all have. Yo Gabba Gabba. Let's talk about
Gabba thinks they can come up from the south, take what's ours.
And that
what I told Dora. Swipe or don't swipe, but Kermit do shoot. You know, my dream is that one day our kids can play together and not have to be in a constant state of war. That's not going to happen, is it? So listen, if you're from the east side, you kick up to Grover. If you're on the west side, you kick up to Fozzie. Other than that, price of the bricks going up.
just walk away.
Walk away.
Hey, bro. Oh, I love being with you, man. We got about a minute and a half left. Where are you going to be this weekend, man, coming up? So people can
coming up this weekend, man, I'm not going to be anywhere this weekend. I'm pretty much taking the next 2 weeks of December off, and then I've got some shows coming up. January 5th, though, I know it's far away, but January 5th, I'm doing a show at the Orlando Improv.
Nice.
I want everybody to come out, guys. I want it to be a big turnout. And the real reason is, you know, Krista and the rest of the improv really do a big favor by giving local comics off nights.
Amen.
And, you know, corporate office doesn't want that. They don't want that. But Krista has fought hard to give us off nights, and they've always been successful. So I want to keep them being successful, and I want to keep entertaining you guys. So January 5th, I'll be at the Orlando Improv. Jeff Kaufman's going to be there with me. Sabrina from the News Junkie is going to be there as well.
Man.
So
I'll come out and support.
That's my man. I want everybody to be able to come out and show some love.
Nice, man. This weekend coming up, I'll actually be at Porky's in St. Cloud. One of my favorite places to be. Not only is it a great club, but the food is amazing.
Porky's one of the best barbecue joints in Florida. I'll go
absolutely. Hands down. So I definitely want you guys to go out and support Miguel on January 5th at the Improv. Thank you, Krista, for always letting us local guys have a place to do our comedy. We appreciate all you guys listening out there. On behalf of myself, James John, and Miguel Colon Jr., this has been Real Laughs. Thank you guys for listening. We will see you tomorrow.